My friends, I hope everybody is having a fantastic evening. Welcome, my friends, welcome to episode 14 of 25 Years of Memories with Casey. And, man, I gotta tell you, I've been looking forward to telling this story for a while, and I've told this story over the last almost 10 years on different podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, all in places. But I've never sat down on my own podcast and told this story. And what story is that, you're asking? Well, I used to be an avid hiker. And myself and my buddy Mike Lott, for 4 straight consecutive years, we would strap on backpacks. And we would go on hiking adventures in mountain paths out here in Utah. Dangerous and daring, yes, absolutely. But up until this point, we had never run into any trouble. This was the exception to that long-running streak. And this was also the last time, coincidentally, that we would go hiking together. I don't know if it was just that life got in the way or whatever, but when two blind guys strap on backpacks and go hiking up in the mountains, you know that there is going to be a sense of adventure. Now, let me give you some context, a little story behind the story, a little background on this here before we get started. In January of this year we're talking about, 2017, I had undergone evisceration eye removal surgery. So in other words, I had no business whatsoever being out in the middle of these woods going hiking at this point. I should have been at home resting. This was June of 2017. But of course, me being me, well, that just wasn't going to happen. Or rather, it wasn't going to happen without me learning the hard way that perhaps my stubbornness just may or may not get me killed. Now, with this particular adventure that we are about to go on through 2 different mountain paths, one Ogden Canyon, 2 a desert mountain path just outside Kenilworth, Utah, a small mining town, I would use the audio-only social media app called Vorail. And I would use Vorail to audio journal and document our adventures going through these mountain paths. Not everything was recorded, but I would give the basics and document our journey on Vorail as we would go on our adventures. And we start in June of 2017 in the cold mountain paths of Ogden, Utah. Now, y'all are thinking, cold? Folks, we live in a desert. And this is the mountains. Higher elevation, the colder it is during the day. So, when we started our journey, it was rather chilly. But what a good time it was. If we'd have known what was coming, we probably wouldn't have gone on this adventure in the first place. But as it is, things started rather peacefully.
Well, I hope I'm in a place where I can record this and it'll let me upload it. We just hiked into this area a couple hours ago. It's your old pal Casey, by the way. And we're sitting here by the campfire now. Well, we don't have much in the way of things, so that's going to come tomorrow, but we're having a good night so far. I got my tent set up and we're good, man. But I'm going to keep this short because I don't know if I can upload it, so we'll see what happens. Well, I'm posting from my tent right now. We started kind of light, but as soon as we get to eastern Utah where Mike's motorhome is, we'll have the rest of our equipment and then we can really hammer it down, man. I'm excited. Good morning, folks. Just laying here by the fire. The sun hasn't come out yet. But man, it is gorgeous out here. Glad I can share it with you guys. And this fire is so warm. Listen. I'm laying here on the ground in a $100 jacket and a good pair of jeans, man. And I don't care. It's all good. Well, howdy there, folks. Good morning. It is your old pal Casey. Now that I actually have time, I'm on top of a mountain path right now, facing the highway. It's mostly big rigs that go by, but there are a few cars every now and then going up and down this pathway. I gotta tell you, folks, I gotta share this with you. And old Mike, he's sitting here, he can confirm. We have had a trip, let me tell you. And it has been hell. I mean, it's been fun. It's been very rewarding, but it has been hell. We froze our asses off last night. It was so cold up where we were up in the mountains. We hiked all the way in. We set up camp last night. I slept in the tent. Mind you, we are not very well equipped right now because we're not at our destination with all the rest of our camping gear. So we just had basically what we carried with us on our backs. We're not completely equipped yet. We had one tent, that was my tent. I slept in that on the ground. No blankets, no sleeping bag, no nothing. We had very little food, very little water. And we finally found a ride back down. We're going to head out to eastern Utah and get completely equipped and go to our original camp spot we were going to go to. But I'll tell you what, man. We froze our asses off last night. I didn't sleep last night either. And we've been hiking most of the morning to get to where we're at right now. Let me tell you, I'm quite literally pulling splinters out of everywhere. And I mean everywhere. But it's all good, man. It is rewarding. We are tough men. God is good. And I need some water. So, where did I put it? Bitch. Oh, and this backpack has to weigh at least 40, 50 pounds. It is a heavy motherfucker. Anyway, y'all. Talk to you guys in a while.
After the first week or so in the mountains of Ogden, Utah, we would take a cab and make the long trek down to Kenilworth, Utah, where Mike and I would be staying in Mike's motorhome, just off the mountain path where we would go hiking. Now, Kenilworth is an interesting place because I remember right outside the mountain path where we would enter the desert, where we would do our camping and our hiking, there was an abandoned mine. Now, of course, you couldn't go in there because it was gated off. There's big old bars across the front, but it was the coolest thing ever, y'all. And I love this kind of stuff. It was this enormous steel grate, and it was covering up the entrance of this abandoned mine. And I'm not sure if we got pictures of that particular mine or not. But I'll tell you what, man, it would have definitely been interesting if we could have gone in there and explored it. But, of course, abandoned mines are nothing to play with, and also very dangerous. So we did not make that trek. We would walk down the road, out of the neighborhoods, past the abandoned mine shaft, and up into the mountain path, just outside Kenilworth, Utah. This mountain path was nothing but sagebrush, pine bushes, and just dry dirt and coal. No groundwater anywhere as far as I could tell. The only water that was brought in was the water on our backs. And for the first few days, everything was just fine. We had a lot of fun. Sitting by the campfire, shooting guns off at targets. At first, we had a blast.
All right. You want me to take a picture of you shooting it? Yeah, go ahead. Folks, your old pal Casey here. I'm standing here up on top of this mountain, and I got this old 44 in my hand. You boys and girls ready for this? Well, you better be, because here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Wow, I got it. I got it.
Woo.
Ah, you didn't kill anybody. That's cool.
How many rounds you got for this thing?
The right area, man. I like where you leveled off. Just take one more shot. Wait for me.
Okay, I'm waiting for you. And this thing kicks, man. This thing kicks hard.
I'm ready anytime you want.
Okay, here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh, you didn't pull at 3. Oh, well, that's okay. Not every shot's perfect. I got the one I needed.
All right, here. It's not cocked. So, here. Damn, it's warm though. Whew.
Oh, yeah.
But as it says, folks, my friends, this is where I belong, right here. I'm up in the mountains doing the real thing. Mike went back to get some hot dogs. So, you gotta listen to just me for a minute. This right here is what I love to do best. I'm standing out here in the mountains. I got a pistol in my hand. I got dirt on my hands. Tools at my feet. Tent set up right here. And let me tell you, it feels awesome. It feels like home, man. This right here is what we call God's country. If any of you guys ever decide to come out here and hang out with your old pal Casey, I'll take you up here. Because you got to see these mountains to believe it, buddy. It's the summertime right now, so it is absolutely beautiful. But it's beautiful here in the winter too. But I'll tell you one thing: it is absolute hell in the winter. You got to know what you're doing in the winter. But yeah, sure. I think I got a little bit of dirt on this piece of jerky. That's okay. Still tastes just as good. But anyway, I just thought I'd come by and say what up. I gotta finish getting the rest of my shit put in my tent. Alright folks, it's nighttime. I'm standing there with old Mike. I got my revolver. He's got the old 44. And he's gonna go first. Go ahead, Mike.
Okay. You see, we got to kind of run down. There could be campers over there, right in front of us, up over the hill. And these guns carry a long ways, man. It'll carry 2 miles. So you don't want to kill a camper. So you need to make sure that. Okay, can you give me an empty hand? When you shot earlier, it was perfect, man. So I'm just running down. You need to make sure it's down a little bit. Now I've walked out there, and if you shoot right in front of us, you're not going to hit a rock that's going to bring a ricochet back. Okay?
Okay.
Keep it down. You don't want to shoot up over the hill. You ready? I'm going to draw.
Go ahead.
Didn't work.
Okay, Mike's going first.
Okay, here I go. I'm going to draw.
Ooh. Okay. Okay, my turn.
Oh, somebody just shot back. Did you hear that? Real big shot back. It was not a ricochet. Right in the echo. It did. So we're shooting some good.
Well,
Go ahead. Just shoot. Can I help you with your arm? Just a little bit. Don't pull the trigger. Shoot there. Okay. Okay. I might turn the light off and then go ahead, go. You could always try to keep pulling the trigger. You could let me put the round in the chamber. Keep it forward now.
It's a revolver, folks. So who knows?
It's a Russian roulette revolver. Wow!
Whoa.
You got it.
Damn.
Okay, and I think you shot in the ground because I heard the. Hey man.
Right on.
Put these away before we get in trouble.
Okay.
At first, it was all fun and games, of course. Absolutely. You go up there, two guys having a good time. But somebody had to make a mistake. And I will flat out admit right here and now that somebody was me. I should have known better. At this point, hiking up into the mountains for 3 consecutive years in a row, there are just some things you don't do. But one empty sardine can almost cost Mike and I our lives. I had left an empty sardine can sitting outside his tent, intending to throw it into the fire, which I should have done right then and there. But I didn't. At about 4:45 that morning, Mike and I were awake, just chatting by the fire. Mike's little percolator of coffee sitting on our little Coleman propane stove. And I remember I was standing off to one side when I heard a noise in the trees, a rustling in the pine trees. A mountain lion had smelled that can of sardines and had been stalking us for God knows how long, and had no intention of allowing Mike and I to leave that place alive. Mike's gun had jammed, and honestly, this was really bad because Mike was, out of the two of us, Mike had the better vision. Mike had to unjam his gun, but I was told that I had to be the first line of defense in case that thing attacked. And if it had decided to attack, as I stood in front of Mike as he tried to unjam his .44, at that point I realized the biggest difference between real life and the movies was real life was a lot scarier. I realized that I would only have one shot at this for some unknown reason. I guess it decided not to attack right away. Mike had unjammed his gun. He stepped out in front of me, and as we made our way toward the cove in the trees, all of a sudden you could hear it just right out at us. And you could hear that .44. Boom! And we tell this in our own words right here. Flustered at first, and then later on as the sun came up, we gave a clearer explanation. But you can't fake this type of anxiety. You can't fake this type of fear. You have to live these types of adventures.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, folks. We had the fright of our lives this morning. We seen a fucking mountain lion in our campsite. Ran right past Mike's tent.
Right past us, 6 feet. The tracks are right there.
Oh yeah. I mean, I heard that fucking thing. I mean, I'm standing there. Just freaked. I probably shouldn't be recording this right now because I'm just flustered as fuck. We had to fire a warning shot. But we got a fire going now and burning anything that was laying around outside as far as food goes. Which was only one sardine can, but that was a mistake we're never going to make again, I'll tell you that. So this is one thing about the Utah mountains you gotta really be careful of, is these bobcats, man. I mean, it was right in front of me.
Right in front of you. Not right in front of you. Right in front of you. Ooh. My heart's still pounding because that had been terrible if you got hurt.
I'm telling you. I mean, I'm sitting here with a fully loaded revolver, man, just hoping that I don't have to. Oh my God. Good morning, Viralians. It is a bright and sunny morning. I'm standing over here with, well, he's pretty much my father, Mike.
I'm one of your. How many dads do you have?
2.
Oh, well, I'm one of those.
It's a beautiful, sunshiny morning, Viralians, but we're lucky to see it, to tell you the truth. And I discussed this with Mike. We were really shook up this morning. Our camp was attacked this morning at about 4:30 in the morning. We had a cougar coming in here looking for food. Cougar, mountain lion, same damn thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
Panther.
Same thing. Well,
He was looking for the sardines we had open.
this thing stood face to face with me, 6 feet from me. Mike was standing next to me with the 44, which was jammed. We were trying to get it unjammed. And I was covering Mike with a hunting knife in one hand, which felt like a stick, and a fully loaded Russian suicide revolver.
Nagant. 7.62 Nagant revolver.
Let me tell you, I've never been so damn scared in my life. That cat was circling this camp. And then, Mike, did it go into them trees over there?
Yeah, going in those trees right there that's 15 feet from us. I wanted to see if it was gone. And it was holed up in that little cove and it jumped out at me.
Mike and I were crossing over to those trees to see if it had gone. And I was right behind Mike with my gun. And I seen it. I mean, well, not with my eyes, of course. I'm blind. But, I mean, it just jumps right out of that tree and just right at Mike.
Jumps right on me.
Tore his arm open. Tore his leg open. And that 44 just boom. That cougar's dead. But we very easily could have been dead. And I'll tell you right now, I'm really glad I didn't have to fight that damn thing. Because it was 6 feet from me at one point. And I'll tell you right now, I mean, it was kill or be killed. And I didn't tell you the whole story this morning because Mike asked me not to. But we've since discussed it, and we've decided it's a story worth telling.
We don't know where the cougar is actually, but
considering the amount of ravens that were out this morning,
and the blood trail,
and the blood and the paw prints, which I saw. By the way, I got down on my hands and knees and seen him. Mike has enough sight to see him a little bit. And I seen him. I mean, that thing's blood was on my hands. Now, this is rare. This does not happen often. So, I hope that nobody's afraid to go camping with us. But that is the full story. That is what happened this morning. And I really hope that
Casey stood his ground. Casey stood his ground, and I will never be afraid to go into battle with him. Because he went into battle. It was scary, but he went into battle and he stood his ground.
I thought we were going to die this morning, man. I did. over a can of fucking sardines, which I just got around to liking last night. I don't know if I can eat them now. They almost got me killed. But I don't know. Maybe I'll eat them and celebrate being alive. I'm telling you, man, it was God that saved us. I guarantee it. There's no other explanation.
But just to be clear, are we not 100% sure that we don't have a body?
Well,
I'm not have a body.
Right. I mean, I'm not positive that it's dead, but considering all that blood in the trees and the ravens that were out this morning, it's gotta be. But I felt really bad, and so did Mike. We were...
And I thought his tail hit my leg because it hurt really bad, and I thought it hit my arm. It hurt, because it hurt really bad, and now I've got a great big huge bruise on my arm.
Big slashes in his arm.
Big slashes in my coat, and puncture wounds in my arm. So it must have bit me or got me with his paw. Completely destroyed my coat. There's feathers everywhere. I was like a chicken.
Oh, shit.
Casey was brave and I was a chicken. Feathers everywhere.
Clucking. We're clucking, baby.
Cluck, 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 cluck. Man, I'm tired. Man. What kind of battle makes tired?
I'm telling you.
You know, folks, I won't sugarcoat this. Mike and I often butted heads. And over the next couple of days after this encounter, Mike and I tended to butt heads a lot. I believe, number one, because it was a traumatic experience for both of us. And honestly, I mean, I'll just tell you, man, I really should not have been out there in the first place. Because Mike told me later, he said, the hardest thing for me was to see you struggle out there. And struggle I did indeed, my friends. I was not physically ready to go on that type of journey. I did anyway, but I shouldn't have done it. And 2 days later, we decided to pack up our stuff and get the hell out of there. But the adventure wasn't over yet. Mike had given me instructions to pack up all the stuff, pack up all of our equipment up there, and then he would come back and get me. Now, here's the thing. It got real hot up there, real fast. Of course, being in the middle of the desert, it would. It was 115 degrees in the shade up there. Heat exhaustion overcame me rather quickly. And in my weakened state, due to my recent operation, my friends, I should not have been out there. But my stubbornness and courage and will to simply live completely overrode all of my common sense. I did everything I could to pack up all of our stuff up there. Gave it everything I had. But at one point, folks, I realized I was dying. The heat was overwhelming. I was running out of time. My water was hot. The sun was just completely merciless. And so I did what I thought I had to do at the time. I laid my pack down on the ground in front of the pine trees to get some shade. I pulled out Mike's phone and I laid down on my pack, thinking that this was going to be the last phone call I ever made. I intended to call my family and tell them where I was and where to find me. But when I tried to turn the phone on, the heat from the sun had deadened the battery. That was when I made a decision. And I believe it was the decision made by the last of my will. That was to get up, strap that pack back on, and find my way the hell out of there. Blind, dying of thirst and heat. I was going to find my way out. This backpack This one, right here, as a matter of fact, that's sitting right here in my office, weighed over 60 pounds. I'm looking at it right now, and I'll tell you what, man, you can still feel the permanent grit of the sand in this backpack. Step by agonizing step, I dragged my battered body down this mountainside. Cane in one hand, my rapidly lightening water jug on my other arm. It was at that point Mike came back up the mountainside. And at this point, we'd been feuding for days. And I don't know if the rest of you guys believe in things like this, but I believe in bad spirits and bad karma and things like that. And in those old mining towns where that gloom and hopelessness and despair just kind of hovers over everything, I believe it had a lot to do with why we weren't getting along. I really do. Those towns are damn near ghost towns, and some of them are, for good reasons, because there's nothing there anymore. Mike come up the mountainside and starts yelling at me to get up. I had fallen hard about a third of the way down that mountain hill. I pulled myself back to my feet, and Mike went off ahead, leaving me there to find my way back. I knew I had to get back. I had to find my way. But I was rapidly running out of time, man. But I found my way back, somehow. Down the road, almost got hit by a car, and finally found my way back into the campsite. Hurt, bleeding, battered, but alive. Mike's brother helped me get in a truck, bought me a Gatorade, and I went back and caught the train home.
Well, my friends, as Tag says, I'm hurt and I'm dehydrated. I almost died out there. But I was saved. The Lord saved me. And I'm going home. I'm with Mike's brother. I'm getting some water. And I'm gonna make it home. But I thought I'd let everybody know. I'm hurt, but I'll be okay.
It's a story of foolishness, my friends. I won't pull any punches. It's a story of incredible foolishness and lots of unnecessary risk-taking. But it's also a story of incredible bravery. And in this particular case, I will definitely say that there was a blind guy, yours truly in this case, who was brave and did anything and everything I could to do one thing. And that one thing was survival. To survive and live and make it back home was the one and only goal that I had left in my mind. I didn't think about my projects at home. I didn't think about Jaws or WOW or any of that nonsense. At this point in time, I had one thing and one thing only to think about. I had just made it through the most life-changing eye removal surgery of my life, not only 6 months previous to this, and I was going to make it. I was going to make it, and I was going to live. And here we are all these years later. And I hold no ill will whatsoever to Mike. None. Mike and I both had a part to play in this adventure. One is just as guilty as the other. Or not, if you want to think of it that way. But I hold no bitterness, no ill will toward Mike. And my friends, that concludes episode 14 of 25 Years of Memories with Casey. There are some times in the life of a visually impaired person where foolishly or not, it takes courage. It takes strong will. And it takes grit and determination. But whatever it is you do, my friends, do it to the best of your ability. Be of good courage and be strong.